Hey there, I'm glad you stopped by. I have some important stuff to share with you. Um, well, first of all, a couple of things that I learned from my life. One is we're incapable of identifying an adventure while it's happening. Meaning, when all hell breaks loose, we think it's the end of the world, and then 5 years later, we're sitting with a bunch of friends telling it like it was the greatest, funniest thing ever. And the next thing that I want to share with you is, which has nothing to do with this, but it's something that is important. Learn to listen to what people don't say. It will help you a lot. But anyways, getting back to my video. The same sort of thing applies to like woodworking. Sometimes we just like, even though we might be intelligent, and people that do woodworking tend to be like mechanically inclined and somewhat intelligent. And I'm saying somewhat or some of them because I see a lot of stupid stuff on YouTube. Having said that, you can be intelligent, you can have experience, and yet run into problems. And the reason that we run into problems is because if you are kind of, high IQ, intelligent, mechanically inclined, we're the type of people that when somebody or life throws a roadblock, we manage to go around it. We're like resourceful. And in some cases, if something blocks the whole path, we will create a whole new path. That's the type of people we are. Having said that, I'm not shitting on the other people because they're the type of people that will run into a problem and go, screw this, and walking away. And sometimes they're right and we're wrong because we're eager to create a path and get to where we're going, but sometimes that path may just be a path to the hospital. And that's pretty much what this video is about. So anyways, look, if you're watching this video because you think some ball is going to go flying or anything like that, no, it did not happen. The title of the video is I Dodged the Bullet Today. So it did not happen. But I want you to understand all the things that compounded to get to what happened to me so it doesn't happen to you. I'm many times accused of having my shop too clean. So here's, I believe that a clean shop is a safe shop, but it's, there's not a place to put nothing and top up nothing. I prepared all these blanks, and I have some beautiful spalted maple. However, it's punky, so I had a blank smaller than this but taller, and I was trying to do a live edge. And what I'm trying, so you know where I'm going with this, is like how the steps of frustration that take you to the wrong place. So I wasn't able to, when I reached like the top, it kept falling apart. And subsequently, after 2 days of fighting with it, I had to cut my losses. And here is what I was journaling this yesterday. Both of this, and this is a piece here in question that started the whole frustration. So my vacuum inverter from Laguna broke. They're sending me a new one. So I was already pissed off about that. The shop is a mess. That's number two. So because this happened, and we're stubborn, I got frustrated and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. So I grab another piece, which is sitting on my lathe right here, and we'll come back to it in a second. So this is, a long bowl with a nice live edge. So I started to turn that, and it was a bit punky, but not that bad. So I give it 4 coats of sanding sealer, a rough turner, put some sanding sealer, and I waited and I did a pass, like a finished pass on the outside, and it required quite a bit of sanding, but I did get the outside done. Then my telescope, which is here taken apart, got stuck in the closed position, and yeah, so I read that you can put it in a vise and heat it up and try to loosen it up and then clean it. I did that with my torch and with no luck. So now I'm very frustrated, but I thought, okay, I just cut my losses and go try to finish my stupid bowl. But because your head is all over the place, you're not focusing 100% on what you're doing. So I had this on a faceplate. All I needed to do is cut the tendons. I got me all frustrated. I just grabbed my 40/40 and I cut a tendon and I cut it too small. I was intended to use because I know somewhere along the line you're gonna say, oh, you need a bigger tendon on that. Yeah, I get that, but I messed up. So the tendon was smaller than I wanted it to be, and then I have this number 3 chuck, and I don't use it because as much as it looks beautiful, I don't trust the shape of the shafts, and you'll understand that in a second. So now I'm trying to turn this with no tailstock. So I put it on, I try it, I stay away, and it seems fine. I start to cut. Lucky for me, I didn't go right to the center because I still have the shape of the plate and the screw holes there that may help me in a bit or whenever I decide to fix this. But something didn't sound right, and I kind of back off and I look at it and I see that this does not look to be turning through. So I stop the lathe and I look at it, and as you can see here, this jaws are like divided because the screw goes through it, and I will show them to you closer in a second. But the tendon separated from, where am I here? Separated from the shoulder, and it's breaking. And wow, I thought, okay, just walk away, shut it down, which is what I did. Today is the next morning. So now to continue, I'm gonna put this camera down for a quick second so I can remove. I'm gonna remove this piece here, and I want to remove the chuck to show you why I believe that those jaws are not good. And there are many others that I've seen that are kind of similar, but hang in there for a second. Okay, never mind that. I stopped the camera because I actually wanted to take the chuck apart to show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, all of this compounds to frustration and all this stuff. I know what the right thing is to do, and probably so do you, but somewhere along the line shit starts to go wrong, and there's like smaller things, but it all compounds to something that may subsequently send you to the hospital. And that's the reason I'm making this particular video, because I got lucky today, and I don't want this to happen to you. But essentially, here's my my small tendon that is breaking, and here is the chuck, which subsequent. I had even smaller dovetail jaws that I use for smaller stuff on this small lathe, and I think that's fine. But I had this other intermediate type jaws that happened to fit the my screw up here, so I thought we just want to plow ahead. But here's the shape. Here's the shape of this See, it's got a dovetail on the outside, but it has a straight wall in the inside and then a sharp lip. And to me, that's the part I don't trust. When I look at this jaws, it's like, this is just gonna chew at the tenon and cause it to be like squeezed right at the edge and cut it. And I believe I was 100% right. So that's it. I hope that, you know, somewhere along the line when minor things start to go wrong with what you're doing, and it's 1, 2, 3, that you kind of like, you know, think for a second and go, I remember seeing this video with this crazy Mexican. He's from Argentina, but he claims to be Mexican anyways. Yeah, when that starts to happen, take a step back and have a good look at what's going on, and you might identify that shit is about to go wrong. Anyways, thanks for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.